everyone, what's good? Today I'm going to introduce you guys to every single one of the animals that I have and why I like to keep these particular ones. So what you guys should know about all the animals that I have is none are obligate bug eaters, and that's because I have to go home every so often, I guess, back home to Toronto, and when people have to look after my animals, I don't want them to ever have to buy bugs and have to feed them bugs, because that just kind of makes it a lot harder for them to actually take care of the stuff. It's a lot easier if they can just kind of come here and feed everything that's already here and they don't have to go out and buy anything. I'm going to introduce all of them to you guys and talk a little bit about them, how I got them, how long I've had them, a little bit about them, maybe some fun kind of cool facts. This is not going to be like a care video about how to take care of each of them. This is just kind of fun and interesting, and hopefully you guys will get to meet all of my animals and love them just as much as I do, because I love all of them with all my heart, and it's really awesome, and they're all really, really sweet, and a number of them have actually helped people over their fear of reptiles. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so we'll start off the video with Rufus here. Rufus is a blue-tongue skink. You can tell because he's got that nice blue tongue. He is what's called a Merauke blue tongue skink, so that's just the locale that he's from. He's from Indonesia. He gives him that really nice pattern. You can see he's got these really nice colors on his belly here. He's very adorable. I love him a lot. He's probably the coolest lizard I've ever owned. These guys have so much personality. Rufus is probably the most dramatic lizard alive. He has also escaped his enclosure a couple of times, and all of the times it's been while I have not been here, which has been really fun. So it's been kind of an experience having this animal and having people have to take care of him, and you can kind of, I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but he's huffing a little bit right now because he gets scared when he sees things that he's not used to, and the camera is one of those things, so he probably is a little bit nervous about it, but that's okay. You're gonna go back in just a second. So Rufus here actually eats a whole bunch of things, but as a Merauke blue tongue skink, they don't like their veggies very much. So his favorite food is actually this really good high quality variety dog food that I feed him every few days or so. And it has all these different kinds of things inside of it, lots of different veggies and different types of meats in there, and I like to switch up the flavor for him. But I also supplement feed him with pretty much everything else. He's kind of like a garbage disposal. He eats most things. He'll eat eggs as long as they haven't been like seasoned or anything. He'll eat scrambled eggs. He loves different types of fruits, veggies, all different kinds of stuff. He eats so much stuff, but the dog food is definitely his favorite. He's kind of a pig. He's quite chunky too. He's a very, very big blue-tongue skink. He's really decided that he doesn't like vegetables right now. So he likes the fruit and he likes his dog food, but we're trying to work on getting him to like some more stuff. But so yeah, that's Rufus. I've had him for about three years now. And he's about 5 or 6 years old. And I got him here from a person at our only reptile expo in Halifax, which kind of sucks. It only happens once a year, but I got him from somebody there. I don't really plan on breeding him. He's mostly just a pet animal. I love him very much. All right, we'll bring on our next friend. Oh. Alright, next up is Pepper. You guys already met her in one of the other videos. She is my female crested gecko, and you can see she's actually quite a bit skinnier than the last time I had her out, and that's because she has been laying some eggs for me, and she's just recently finished laying her last clutch, so I'm trying to pack on some protein back onto her. So while she's not an obligate bug eater, these guys can totally eat bugs. Both of them love superworms, and they've gotten some kind of small hornworms recently just as a nice little treat. But you can see she is absolutely gorgeous. The colors on her back, she's not even fired up right now, but she's got she's got all these really nice Dalmatian spots on her, and she turns this very bright brown color. I don't know why she's so jumpy right now. Normally she's pretty calm. She's got a good few jumps in her, and then she's pretty calm, but she is awesome. These guys are, like I said in my previous video, I think the best beginner pet reptile you can have. They are just so awesome. They are so easy to take care of. They're really, really friendly. Most of the time. You can find the few here and there that aren't, but they're awesome. They don't get very big. They still live a pretty long time. They're easy to feed. Really fun to take care of, and you can see most of the time they're really easy to take out and have fun and introduce to people. This isn't like an animal that a lot of people would be scared of. But yeah, so this is Pepper. I think she's about 5 years old as well, and she is a Dalmatian full pinstripe female. I've only had her since November of 2018, so she hasn't been with me as long as some of my other animals, but she's made quite an impact. I really like her. So yeah, that's Pepper. Alright, next animal we've got, we're switching gears. We've got our first snake. I'm not going to have Silas as Silas. I'm not going to have him out for too long because he's actually just about to go into shed, so he looks terrible right now. He's supposed to be a really, really bright yellow and his eyes are a really nice bright blue. But he's just about to go into shed, so his scales are really dull. He's about to slough off his entire skin. You can kind of see in his eyes a little bit that they're starting to turn kind of a blue color. That means that he's going to shed within the next few days. So he's a lemon blast ball python. He's about, I think, three and a half years old. I've had him since, I believe, September 2017. That's when I got him. He was from somebody who was downsizing their breeding collection, so I got him in the hopes of just having a cool snake. So he's a lemon blast, which means that he is a pastel and a pinstripe. So those are two genes that when combined create this animal. A really nice lemon blast ball python. Alright, we'll bring out our next friend. Alright, next up is Selene here. Selene is definitely my friend's favorite. She is a blue-eyed leucistic ball python. I've had her since about November of 2017, so just a little bit over 2 years. But she is by far the friendliest of the three snakes I have. She is really inquisitive. She's not head shy in the slightest. She is awesome out with people, and she has actually helped about 19 people over their fears or uncomfortable feelings about snakes. I don't know what it is. It's probably just the fact that, like, you wouldn't really find a snake like this in nature, just because she's all white, and I guess that kind of just helped people over that. But she is amazing. It's still really cool to me that I own an animal like this, because, like, again, she's all white. It's not something that you'd see, but so she's a common question I always get is she albino? And the answer to that is actually no, she's not. She is leucistic, which basically means that she's lacking any color pigment, so it turns her this really nice white color. So she's not albino. An albino snake would have red eyes, but hers are blue, like the name suggests. So she's a blue-eyed leucistic, or called a BEL or bell. The genetics for these are kind of weird because it's like a complex of animals is what they call it, where you can get a whole bunch of different combinations that will lead to this animal. All of them still relatively uncommon or rare to kind of find. It's not like a normal kind of color mutation. These are quite a bit more common than they would have been a number of years ago. But so she is a lesser Mojave blue-eyed leucistic. So those are the two genes that would go to create her. But yeah, so this is Selene. She's awesome. I love her a lot. She's really friendly. She's probably the one that I take out the most, just because I want to keep her really, really tame and really, really friendly for everyone. And you can see, like, she doesn't move around very much. She's not super fast. She's happy to just chill and hang out here. Hey, hello. She's adorable. I love her. Alright, so the next animal we've got is Jack here. You guys also know Jack already. He was the very first reptile I got when I moved out here for school. He's a male crested gecko. He's bright yellow, partial pinstripe. It's definitely not as noticeable as Pepper's is, but he's also got some Dalmatian spots on him too, but he's this really nice bright yellow. He is awesome. He's quite a bit jumpier than Pepper is, which of course he's not going to do right now, but normally he is quite a bit jumpier, especially at night. He just kind of will do that a bit more, and he loves to climb too. So I don't take him out as much with people around, but he has gotten to know some people quite well, and he's very nice. He's very, very friendly. He doesn't bite or anything like that. He just is a little bit kind of crazier, and this isn't even him when he's totally fired up. You should see him at night. It's really, really bright. And he is about, I want to say, I think I would guess about 5 or 6 years old. I got him three and a bit years ago, along with another crested gecko who I unfortunately lost last summer due to a heat wave. But he was able to survive, and I've had him since then, and he's been awesome. He's living in a really nice enclosure right now that I wanted to do totally live planted. There you go, there's your one little jump. He is also quite a little bit skinny. He tends to lose weight during the summer. Oh, caught him. He tends to lose a little bit of weight during the summer, so I'm gonna put back on some weight. So this is when he would actually want to eat some bugs, is once he's kind of lost weight. Oh, you're so cute. He's just kind of hugging at my finger like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to put some weight back on him. He's not lost a ton yet, but I'm just kind of monitoring it. But so yeah, that's Jack. All right, so the last snake on our list is the one I've had the least amount of time, but is also my biggest. So this here is Theo, or Theodora. She is a spider ball python. She's about 6 or 7 years old now, I think, and she, like I said, she's the biggest of the 3 that I have. She's probably about 5-ish feet long. I know it doesn't look like that on camera. She always kind of looks a lot smaller than she actually is. But so as a spider ball python, she has an associated neurological disorder with her morph. So that essentially just means that she kind of loses her sense of balance and direction, and she's not very good at striking at her food. Now, of the spiders I have seen, her wobble, as it's called, the kind of head motion and the directionless kind of swaying, is not nearly as bad as other individuals I've seen. However, I originally bought her to breed her because I bought her at the same reptile expo in this past November when I got Pepper as well, and I decided after some careful research and consideration not to, because so my SD card ran out of space, so I'm going to finish up really quickly here. So yeah, I'm going to do probably another video on Theo as the spider ball python in the future, but so yeah, she's about 6 years old, pretty much fully grown. She's not going to get much bigger than this, and she's a sweetheart. So the next animal I'm going to introduce you guys to is a currently unnamed animal, but this is actually one of Jack and Pepper's babies. So it is a crested gecko. It's very, very tiny. Still just a baby. It's only about a month and a bit old right now. This is the one that I have decided to keep. It is a really nice kind of reddish orange color, and that's a crested gecko I've never had before. So I'm gonna be keeping this one, see what it turns out like. Alright, the next thing you guys should be quite familiar with, this is my 20-gallon long fish tank that I just did a video on. I'm gonna do an update on this because you will notice we've got some nice algae, and it is doing exactly what I wanted it to, because I have not touched this tank other than doing water changes since that video, because I wanted it to be as like a setup video for people who want to do planted tanks. I want it to not look like a mature tank, because that stuff wouldn't necessarily happen to a totally mature tank, and I want it to be a good example of what happens when you actually set up a planted tank for the first time. I don't want it to be like, oh hey, look at my tank that I set up, there's no algae problems, everything's perfect. And you can also see, like, I'm not using a planted tank substrate at all. I'm just growing plants that you'd be able to find and buy at any kind of local fish store, and I want to do like a maintenance stuff so that you can actually get your tank into a mature position so that you can sit back and enjoy it a lot more than have to work on it. So the only things that I have done to this tank since that video, which was about 3-ish weeks ago at this point, is do water changes, and I have cleaned the front panel of algae, and that's it. That's the only stuff that I have done to it. I replanted a couple of stems as well that kind of floated up. But yeah, we'll do a dedicated update video to this in a little bit. Okay, and the last one I've saved her for last, also because I don't want her scent on my hands while I have my snakes there, but this is Sharkbait, and Sharkbait is a Russian dwarf hamster. She's probably most people's favorite animal that I have, because obviously she's a little bit more of a traditional pet than most of the stuff I have, but she is absolutely the cutest thing in the entire world. She's so fluffy, and she's probably the friendliest Russian hamster I've ever met. Normally these guys are big nibblers, they love to bite on stuff. She does not. She's so friendly. Like, she just likes to just sit here on your hand. She loves getting her little pets. And she's awesome. She's so good with people. She doesn't pee on me, she doesn't poop on me, nothing like that, no biting. Like, she's perfect. And just look at that fluffy little tush. She's so cute. She's just like a liquid. She kind of just sits here and flops. She just had a nice big snack. But she's so cute, and you can see she literally just likes to hang out on my hand like this. I'm really happy I got this animal. She was a bit of an impulse purchase, and thankfully, through my own research and experience, I have been able to actually take care of her properly, because most people do not take care of these guys very well. So she's got a nice big aquarium that she's in, where she's able to burrow and dig around, and she's significantly happier in there. Oh, look at... She was cleaning herself. She's so cute. I love her little face. She's very adorable. But yeah, I saved her for last because obviously I'm sure most people will probably like her the best. But so this is Sharkbait, and the reason her name is Sharkbait is because when I bought her, all of my friends thought she was going to be food for my snakes, but obviously she's not. And Finding Nemo is my favorite movie, so I felt shark bait was very appropriate for her. And she's about, I want to say, about a year old now. I've had her since September, October, sometime around there, so it hasn't been too long. But she's still going strong, and she's really, really nice, and she's pretty much fully grown. She's not going to get a whole lot bigger than this, but yeah, she's awesome. I love her. So yeah, that was all my animals. Thanks for you guys if you made it this far for watching. I finally got a 4 terabyte hard drive because my computer was totally out of space, which is why I haven't been able to make videos. But hopefully now, with a lot more memory space, I'll be able to actually make a whole bunch of new stuff, and I'll actually be able to kind of get them out at a reasonable pace instead of every like 3 weeks, which is what I've been doing. I have a kind of good idea of what the next few videos are going to be at. So it's just about sitting down and kind of doing them. So thank you so much. Please let me know in the comments which one of yours was the favorite. I want to see kind of who takes home the prize. I'm not allowed to pick favorites because I love all of them. They're all my animals. But the people that know me, you know I have a favorite. And I know it's bad, but yeah. So if you know me, you know that I have a favorite. But I want to know which ones are yours. So if you haven't already, please take the chance to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming in the future. Toss the video a like, and yeah, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite or what kind of animals you guys have at home. Alright, peace out!